Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel In the Kitchen with Belinda D. Today we're going to be making a milk chocolate cake made with red wine. Okay, so here are the ingredients that we're going to be using in the milk chocolate cake made with red wine. Okay, first we have very simple ingredients. We have sugar, a flour, pure unsalted butter. We have a little salt and baking soda. We have cocoa powder, eggs, buttermilk, and we have red wine. Normally I put pecans in this cake, but the person that I'm making it for is allergic to nuts, so we will not be putting any pecans in this cake. But normally I do, well, not in the cake, but in the icing. So we're going to omit those, but the recipe does include pecans. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add the dry ingredients. So we're going to add the flour, and the sugar, and the salt and the baking soda. We're going to stir that up a little bit. And we're going to set this aside. And now we're going to go and we're going to melt the butter and the cocoa powder. And we're going to go and mix that up really good. Okay, so now that the butter is melted, we're going to add the cocoa powder. And we're going to stir that up really good. There's about 3 or 4 small steps to this cake. It's a pretty simple cake to make. And then we're going to add the boiling water. Stir that. And then we're going to add the red wine. And we're going to let this boil for about 1 minute, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to pour the chocolate mixture in with the flour mixture. And we're going to stir this really good. And then after we stir it really good, we're going to have to let it cool off. And then once it cools off, then we'll finish making the cake. But we're going to stir this up really good. Okay, so now we're going to let this cool off. We're going to give it probably about 10 minutes, and we're going to let it cool off, and we'll be right back. Okay, so the last step is adding the eggs and the buttermilk. So we're going to add that to the mixture, and we're going to mix this. And then once we mix this really good, we're gonna bake it for about 20 minutes, and then take it out, and then we'll put the icing on. But after we put it in the oven, then we'll make the icing, and we'll go over how you make the instructions on how to make the icing. Smelling good, and it's not even in the oven yet. And I use a sheet cake pan, 17, I think this one's 17 inches. You can use a 17 inch or a 19 inch, but I use a 17 inch. Make sure this is mixed really good, and it is. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the pan and bake it, and then we'll be back in just about a minute, and we'll show you how to make the icing. Okay, now we're going to make the icing. The butter is already melted. We're going to add the cocoa powder, and stir that up really well. And we're going to add the buttermilk and the vanilla. I already put the vanilla in the buttermilk. We're going to turn this off. Stir that up real good. And then we're going to add the powdered sugar. Normally we would add pecans in, but we're not putting nuts in this particular recipe. And then we're going to stir that up really good. And we're just going to let it sit for a few minutes so it can thicken. Once it gets a little cool, not necessarily, yeah, probably a little cool, it'll thicken up. So we're going to let that thicken, and then once it thickens and the cake is ready, we'll pour it over. Well, the cake, it has to get a little warm first. Not get a little warm, but get a little cool. And then we'll pour the icing over the warm cake. We'll be right back. Okay, so the cake is ready. It's cooled down. I put the icing on and everything. So what I did was I just sprinkled a few pecans on top. So you can do that too if there's someone that maybe have a nut allergy or whatever, or maybe don't like pecans or whatever. You can just serve it like with the pecans on the side. So we're going to take a quick bite. I already know what it tastes like, but we're going to go. I've already had a bite, but we're going to take another bite and I'll let you know what it tastes like. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love chocolate. It is so delicious. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And if there are any comments that you would like to leave, please make them positive. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now.